So this video we're going to go over threshold. The threshold in this case is the door. The command we're going to use is wait. The dog is going to start off right here, sit, where my dog and my body, and then there's the door, all right? So my body is between the door and the dog. He has to learn to respect my space and yield to me here, all right? I always tell people training starts at the door. Thresholds are huge because it helps get into the dog's brain before they get outside. If we can't even get them to wait there, there's no way, and pay attention to us, there's no way we're going to get it out there. It starts here, and this is something you can practice within your everyday life, all right? So I'm going to bring a little closer, sit. I'm going to tell him to wait. Now I'm going to bundle this leash in my left hand, and I'm going to keep an eye on him. If he were to leave position early, then I can interrupt, and give him a little pop on the leash and reset him. If I just turn my back and just go out the door, I have no clue if he's holding position. So initially, I like to lead from a side step, all right? So wait, I'm keeping an eye, and I'm leaving the doorway confidently. I'm gonna wait for a little longer eye contact. Now calmly, okay. Go ahead. Now I calmly say, okay, and I walk out somewhat slow. If I were to be really, hey bud, if I were to be really excited and leave fast, you're gonna get a dog to get adrenalized and just dart. That is not what I want at the doorway. I want to create a calm state of mind as much as I can, all right? So leaving, saying the word calmly and walking out slowly, that will help the dog follow and match your energy, all right? So really important there to not just fly out the door. And this is where you are creating the boundary. So you don't go out at your dog's pace. Like, so some people will like keep watching the dog and then they're kind of waiting, the door's open a little bit and speed out and rush it so the dog is successful. The dog fails. That's our learning opportunity there to teach them, hey, no, we can't do that. It's not that you're not going to be successful every single time. That's not realistic, right? So that's why particularly I will purposely go pretty slow here, and we won't get through that door until we do it right. I don't care if it takes 10, 15, shouldn't take that long, but 10 to 15 minutes, we're not leaving the door unless it's a potty break emergency. So obviously that's a little different. I don't want to make excuses every time though and not be able to get it. But that's why you're going to start, that's why we started with the crate and things like that. So the dog should have an idea of what this means, all right? And you'll see here, because we have a little bit more adrenaline at the doorway, a lot of dogs are used to going out first and just going out. You'll see that you may need to use a little more leash to kind of bring the adrenaline down and settle them in, okay? We'll do one more, sit. Get a little leash pressure on there, wait. Walking out. Okay. So, a couple things you could also do is you can practice scratching. Get that from you. A couple things you could also do is you can practice different times of the day, even when your dog doesn't have to go out. You can open and close the door a few times, and you can end your session. Every time they hold, you can reward them calmly praise them, and you can end your session. So changing up your patterns are good so you don't create too much predictability at the door every time we go flying out or every time we do go out. So mixing it up like that is good, or even doing it opening and closing the door, then going out on your third time. Things like that are good to practice if you have the extra time. It'll make it a lot better. So big piece of the puzzle, one of the main pieces are thresholds. If we can't get our dog to listen to us at a threshold, then we're gonna really struggle to get them to listen out in public or even on a basic walk down the road. So really take this one seriously. Make sure that you follow through and be consistent with the way you practice. And like I said, you saw when I was going here, I had him, myself, then the door. It's not me, him, and then the door. That's not good. I will use my leash to help him get back into position. If he gets out of position, I will use my body walking into him and my leash to communicate, hey, back off. Not right. We are going to reset. All right. So be consistent with that and make sure if the dog were to leave prematurely that you interrupt and I use an and then I'll take a step in and pop my leash immediately. As soon as they begin to break, I won't wait for them to break and then go out the door, then correct them. Remember, you got to be immediate with your timing. So be aware of that stuff and you'll be successful.